All it is oppression. It's not dealing no more. It's a psychopath cult. Fuck the terrorist organization, fuck all of that. It's a psychopath cult. It used to be about drugs and money.
He was one of the most powerful figures in the history of the Sinaloa Cartel, and now the leader, known as El Mayo, has learned his fate. Senior border correspondent Ali Bradley has been following it all, joins us live. So, Ali, what happened today in court?
Yeah, hey, Nicole. Well, the co-founder of the Sinaloa Cartel has learned his fate. He's going to spend life in prison in the United States. So a federal judge today in Brooklyn sentencing 76-year-old Ismael El Mayo Zambada to life without the possibility of parole after he pleaded guilty to leading a continuing criminal enterprise and racketeering. As part of his plea agreement, the court also entered a $15 billion forfeiture judgment against him.
The man who helped cause so much of this devastation will never direct violence again, never again profit from American deaths, and never again operate under the illusion that he is untouchable. There's no corner of this organization beyond our reach, no level of leadership off limits. If you lead, enable, or profit from Sinaloa Cartel operations, we're coming for you.
Federal prosecutors describe Zambada as
America.
This is America.
Today, narco trafficker El Mayo was sentenced to life in prison, marking the end of his reign over the Sinaloa Cartel. He will never again inflict carnage, corrupt public officials. Is he actually, how do you corrupt somebody? Did you create their lust for money? Did you create their willingness to sell their soul? Will never again inflict carnage, corrupt public officials, or traffic deadly drugs into our communities that ruin Americans and their families. And Mayo's conviction is historic, and it reflects the Justice Department's commitment to the total elimination of cartels and transnational criminal organizations that threaten American lives. Good luck with that. To those who remain, we will find you. Uh-oh, he sounds like Pam Bondi. We will find you. I have a particular set of skills. We will prosecute you, and you too will face substantial time in prison. Okay. Ismael Zambada Garcia spent nearly 4 decades poisoning American communities to make make billions of dollars in profits and ordering the murders of anyone who stood in his way. Today, that chapter closes for good. I don't think so, unfortunately. It'd be so much victory talk. What did you do? In the time since somebody else kidnapped him for you and brought him to you, have you stopped drug trafficking? No. He's just another piece of the puzzle? Okay, then keep going. What are we celebrating about? Do any of them really hand over their money to the government once they bust it? It'd be crazy numbers. They get what they can, I'm sure. They get what they can get their hands on and what you give up. Now, if they find something off the table that they can link, I don't know, bro. I don't think they ever get the rewards either. But again, the people that get the rewards, they're probably not going to talk about it. I'm speculating anything 10 years or better in the pen for El Mayo is probably as good as a death sentence anyway. Absolutely. Prison healthcare ain't shit, and dude's body has probably seen many hard party nights. Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing. He don't want to deal with just prison health. He want to be in a prison hospital. That's where he want to be right now. Don't put me in the ADX next to Chapo, man. I don't care if there's 10 feet of concrete between us. We're not friends no more. He's not my compadre no more. The drug trafficking will not stop as long as there's demand. That's it. And it hasn't slowed down. Nothing happened. They damn sure ain't getting no billions out of Mayo. He got mad legit companies. You probably ate a piece of produce today. Had something to do with him. All right, they got a whole press conference here. We're going to see if... That's probably the quotes that I just read from all the pats on the back. Did they thank Joaquin? Did they thank the Chapitos? Huh? That's my question. Or they'll give him that medical prison since he didn't take it to trial. See, that's my thing. He went in there virtue signaling about, look, I didn't take it to trial. I'm a good guy. Put me in the hospital. And then there's people who say, listen, man, we want some justice. Or they'll give him that medical prison since he didn't take it to trial. Yeah, he wants that. Like Chapo, they shut down Brooklyn Bridge for court hearings for Chapo, so I'm sure that wasn't cheap. Mayo saves them money, and he made sure he made that point. Making deals. How many graves, how many mass graves you gotta have for you to just serve your shit, man? This is the condena. There's too many dudes that are falsely imprisoned right now that probably shouldn't be in prison that DNA can rescue that nobody's working on. And we're coddling these guys that we call terrorists for the last 30 years. Some of them pedophiles, most of them, if not all of them, murderers, snitches, grapists. What are we doing with all this deal shit? Is the criminal justice system, is it a casino now? Is it, this is Vegas? And I heard the request was for hospital stay with chilaquiles delivered daily and no more locked doors. See? Is that asking for a lot? Can we negotiate? All right, you could keep the chilaquiles, and we got to lock the door between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Have you talked to the Flores Foods about the sentence? I have not. I do have a post that Jay Flores put out there that I want to read.
We're coming for you.
Federal prosecutors describe Zambada as one of, if not the most prolific and powerful narco traffickers in the world. They say he spent more than 3 decades helping build the Sinaloa Cartel into one of the world's most violent criminal organizations, overseeing the trafficking of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and fentanyl into the United States while ordering murders, kidnappings, and paying millions of dollars in bribes to protect the cartel. After Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was extradited to the United States in 2017, prosecutors say Zambada became the cartel's sole top leader. They say under his leadership, the organization moved at least 1.5 million kilograms of cocaine, expanded its fentanyl trafficking operation, and generated billions of dollars in drug profits. Zambada's attorneys asked the court to recommend a secure federal medical facility because of his age and health, but prosecutors argue he still poses a significant security risk, saying loyal members of the Sinaloa Cartel could continue to take direction from him from behind bars. This all comes as new questions surround how Zambada ended up in U.S. custody in the first place. Mexico is now investigating whether the FBI played a larger role in the 2024 capture that was previously disclosed, a controversy that has strained relations between the two countries. Now, prosecutors also allege that there are 90 other cartel leaders within the United States, Nicole, that they want to bring charges against. So we'll see more individuals, as you heard that prosecutor say, if you are part of one of these now designated terrorist organizations, they're going to be coming for you. Nicole?
All right, Allie Bradley live for us with...
We're coming for you. Got him. All right, shout out Peter Flores. Man, bro, he had it coming, and this is a real W for the government. Shit's over, bro. Game's gonna transform to a Colombia-style hustle, quiet, no violence, etc. Good. What they gonna do with all these violent ones? What happens when there's a transformation like that in Colombia, huh? What did they do with all the can't get rights? What did they do with all the warmongers, huh? The hotheads. But he was old as shit. He got less than 5 years left in him before he kicks rocks. If they put him in ADX on Chapo type scrutiny, that old man's spirit gonna break and he's gonna take his trip to hell. He don't know what that's like. Chapo knows what that's like. Chapo definitely knows what that's like. And Mayo's been hearing him complain about it, I'm sure. They talk like they found him. If it wasn't for Joaquin, he would have died a legend peacefully in Mexico. No mames. He would have died a crumpled old man on a farm. What, he's not a legend no more because he got caught? Man, it's hard to please you guys, huh? Lose your legend status when you get caught. Guess what? Part of being a criminal legend is going to jail.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
But he really gets nothing because he's so old. He might do maybe 10 years alive if the health gets better, or less than 5 on a bad day. Yeah, either way, he ain't gonna see comfort. He's still a legend. The Mayos will live on. Stop it, man.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
You gotta stop it, man. So don't matter. Everything is just allegations to you, huh? Fuck everybody. If they're chomos, no problem. If they're mass murderers, no problem. It's all good. Does he make you some money? I wish he'd make you some money, man. Otherwise, that shit sound ridiculous. They have a federal prison hospital. He good. He good, Raven, right? They got him. They gonna take care of him. It's funny how they think because they got him, it's all over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Nancy Reagan's dream has come true. Everybody has just said no. It's insane the amount of Mayo propaganda in which they portray him as a good person. It's so crazy that these alucines, like, he don't make you no money, bro. He don't do nothing for you. He'd spit on you unless you were on fire. You know, other than that, he don't give a fuck. Oh, he did good business and he hid for so long. It ain't hard to hide. Eventually you get caught. You didn't do it good enough. Shit the bed. Yeah, he knows he's always... Anybody would try to... If there was an opportunity, anybody going to prison, if any of us was going to prison, we're trying to go somewhere nicer. You know what I mean? We're trying to go to the nice spot. So, we can't really trip on him trying to get out of there. Zambada spoke through a Spanish translator during the hearing. He said he was sorry for the harm he caused and for the example he set. I'm sorry for the harm that I caused and the example I set, and called for future generations to choose a different path. This is just too easy for me. I've seen it my whole life. It's too easy as far as, like, come on, guys, I gangbanged all the way until I was 35 and I survived it. And then I went and I got married and I did this. All right, cool. Let's redeem yourself, right? And they do the same thing with jail and shit. And it's like, all right, cool. But, man, shut the fuck up, man. There's people that died in that life, man, that you put in that life. And then all of a sudden, when it's convenient for you, oh, we got to talk peace. We got to talk this. We got to talk that. Man, it's bullshit. Jesus and blah, blah, blah. I believe you can find Jesus after all of that. I do. I believe you can find any religion, right? What you have to do is miss me with the changed ways and all of that shit. If I turn back the clock on you 20 years and gave you the opportunity to do something else, you'd probably be a better criminal because you saw where you ended up. It's next man up. Who's that? And who has a Rolodex like Mayo and Chapo did? I believe Peter's hypothesis, man. Shit, the old way of doing things is gonna go the way of the dodo bird. Cause they get, who's left? Now these guys, they got money, right? So yeah, you could pay for a politician to do this or that, or law enforcement to do this or that. But you cannot build a 30-year relationship like their father had already done. That shit don't just switch over from father to son. If we're being honest, he still got a way better situation than he deserves. What? He lived his whole life outside. The decrepit years that he was going to spend depressed sitting at his rancho, that's the only difference. That he was going to be where he wanted to be on his mountain. But he lived a life. And of all of them, he's the guy that didn't see no prison. So, don't cry for him, man. Especially when you got to pay the rent on the first. Fuck is wrong with y'all?
Emotional, damn it.
Fuck out of here. You really think he enjoyed his life? You fucking right he enjoyed his life. You fucking right he enjoyed his life. Miss me with the hiding and the. He wasn't running around with a suitcase. He wasn't living normal, but he had other things to make up for it. He was eating, drinking, fucking, sucking, snorting. He did all of that shit, man. He had a good time. He lived a good life. Fuck you mean, Velez? Exactly. Mayo got to enjoy his life, so he really just finishing his last days in prison. That's it. Yeah, Sinaloa fell. Hopefully it all falls, bro. All it is oppression. It's not drug dealing no more. It's a psychopath cult. Fuck the terrorist organization. Fuck all of that. It's a psychopath cult. It used to be about drugs and money. When you get away with murder with impunity, it becomes a habit. If it wasn't already, you already have it in you. Next thing you know, you've raised and pushed on 1,000 psychopaths that are just bloodthirsty, that don't know what it is for law enforcement to beat their ass, that don't know what it is to need to pay a bill, that don't know what it is to deal with a bully, that don't know what it is to deal with pushback. So remember, we are dealing with a culture of psychopaths. They got cocky with it, man. Longevity didn't go undefeated, but better at 75 than 25 for sure. Saludos. Shout out TJ Betts. Absolutely. He lived his life. He had his horses and his cows and he had some bitches. He had some money. He had a whole bunch. He had 16 kids. Again, he did it all. He did all the Scarface shit, man. He had the joy of orders, giving orders to kill motherfuckers. He lived his life, man. Go sit your ass down now. But it's just convenient to me that when they survive it, it's like, yeah, stay out of the game, kids. Papa, you got to do bigger than that. You ain't got no money now. You could have helped when you had the money. You ain't got shit now. Cold cheeseburger. Fuck are we talking about? I'm sorry for the harm that I caused and the example I set. I call for future generations to choose a different path. Why would they listen to you? They're not. Hey, LDUS, man. Velez. Hey, man, he just said choose a different path, bro. Are y'all gonna listen to him? Or you gonna be crying for Argentina tomorrow? If there's one thing I can say that has value today, it's this. The violence must end, said the former cartel boss. Who taught them how to be violent? Who gave them the authority and the free reign of Mexico, the free reign of Sinaloa to be violent? Where'd they get that from? Where'd they get that from? Can somebody answer that question? Corridos? They got it from corridos? Where'd them corridos come from? From what behavior, right? He had the life. They got it from the bosses, right, Brian? They got it from the bosses. It started about selling drugs. When it became about killing, it became about killing. And now if you didn't shake my hand, I want you dead. And not only you, I want your whole family dead. And then I want your army dead. And then so on and so forth. But all of a sudden, he didn't say this shit. Now he's 70. And we say, oh, he's an old man, right? He's 76 years old. He didn't say this when he was 75. When he was a free man. Huh? And people are going to say, yes, he did, Shy. He was the one that liked nonviolence the most. You guys want to tell me about the best amongst the worst. Where did they get the free reign to build this culture of psychopath, murder, serial killing? When did they do it? They did it under this regime, did they not? So it just sounds hypocritical to me. The violence must end. In Mexico and elsewhere affected by this type of crime, too many lives are lost. Too many families are destroyed. You know how many families this man destroyed personally, him and his partners? Each of them personally. You know how many lives they destroyed? Good lives. Y'all don't care about the good lives that they destroyed. The collateral damage means nothing. I think Chapo started it. Well, I'll say this. Chapo had a lot to do with it. But they don't. You don't call a man matamigos for nothing. That's what they called him, no? But I just hate the whole fucking choose a different path. Violence is not the way. It wasn't. How about July 23rd, 2025? Was it still the way then? He had plastic surgery, a ranch. He good now. He could chill, not worry about being arrested or unalive, free bodyguards. Now he ain't going to Camp Cupcake like Martha Stewart did. See, Martha deserved Camp Cupcake. Martha did nothing but what Congress and our own president does every day. Insider trading, allegedly. But this man ain't no nice little, this man's a monster. Fuck out of here, man. Those people in Sinaloa are still oppressed because of him directly. He's not the first drug dealer. He won't be the last. They will continue to traffic kids and women. That's it. In Mexico and elsewhere affected by this type of crime, too many lives are lost, too many families are destroyed, and too many young people are trapped in a cycle that leads only to prison or death. You recruited them all. You took alucines and made them disposable soldiers. They're still out there dying, switching sides today. To you people in the comments, in the chat, in the world, fuck off with the loyalty. There's no loyalty. That shit don't exist. Not in the criminal world. Crime is crime. It's what it is. Stop lying to these shorties. All you fake ass OGs out there. Y'all are a bunch of fucking suckers. All you suckers giving interviews on the internet, telling lies, glorifying this bullshit, lying to these kids. And then you gonna be 75 years old. Tell the kids that violence is not the answer. Shut your bitch ass up, man.
Shut up, bitch! Shut your fucking mouth!
Shit. That's it. It's about power. We've come to that conclusion for a long time. It's just that. Weak, powerless egos create this giant culture of fucking violence and then be like, violence is not the answer. We are the world. Shut the fuck up.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Shit. It's crazy that his godson did this to him and he knew El Chapo Jr. his whole life. It's crazy that all of these old men sat down with all of these young men and told them when the time comes, go talk. So how the fuck they get mad after that? They've all done it. Yeah, it happened in a certain chronological order, the way it went down. But again, I believe that if it wasn't one, it was going to be the other. Look what they're doing now. They're all going to end up with deals at the end of it. Now, that is crazy that his godson did him like that. He knew them his whole life. Blah, 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 blah. Look at family. The Beltrons and Chapo were family. They annihilated each other. There's no loyalty in this criminal world, even with family. You're going to hear all the internet liars in 30 years. Violence is not the key. Shut the fuck up. It will never end. We Americans want the drugs. That's it. Legalize and not advertise. The government cannot stand on this fucking, oh, the American families, they destroyed. Fuck you. All right? You don't give drug addicts no help in this country. And the help that does comes from the private sector. American government or the Mexican government, neither one of them give a fuck about Mexican drug addicts or American drug addicts. Miss me with the bullshit.
Bullshit.
But you're right. America is the consumer. Who created that culture? America gonna blame somebody else for that? Of course. Big cartels are gonna end. It's all going to be micro enterprises. That's exactly what Peter said. That's exactly what Jay said. They're gonna go the way of Colombia. Everybody gonna settle down. But what do you do with all of these psychopaths, though? That's my question. Where did all the psychopaths go in Colombia? Where did they curb their bloodlust? Too many young people are trapped in a cycle that leads only prison or death. You created that cycle, bro. You are the cycle. I believe the cycle in Colombia just ended up joining paramilitary. So now they fight for the cartels in Mexico, probably, right? Oh, okay. So that means when they make this switch, because they no longer have the political Rolodex that Mayo had or the DEA pool that Chapo had, and the United States government is on their ass during this administration, at least. When they make that switch, it's gonna be some psychopaths moving taking their talents to other places. All the big guns are done. Mencho, Chapo, Mayo, that's it. We're left with juniors who already do not have the political pull that their father had. Now, they got something. There's some leftover shit right now that they're working with in this war, but it's what they got. It's what it is. The $15 billion he was ordered to pay represents drug trafficking profits from his role as the principal leader of a criminal enterprise, according to the Justice Department. El Chapo's son Joaquin was also arrested in July and pleaded guilty to federal drug charges. He has yet to be sentenced. In the plea deal, Zambada officially accepted his role in creating the vast criminal network, which has sent huge amounts of cocaine and other drugs into the U.S. since he co-founded the Sinaloa Cartel at the end of the 1980s. We gotta stop the violence. Heal the world. Guys, I didn't give a fuck about the world for 50 years. But today, heal the world. Was he sentenced today? Yes, sir. To life in prison. We don't know what prison. We haven't heard the official details of that just yet. The crazy thing is that these juniors didn't have a reason to be part of the cartel. Real talk. They already have so much money. It's basically just about having power. They don't know what it is to have consequence. They don't know anything but power. They don't know anything. All of the things that I rattled off earlier, I don't know if you were here. They don't know those things. They don't know poverty. They don't know none of that shit. They play with life like toys. My better hope he's not going to ADX. Shit. His guilty plea to engaging in the continuing criminal enterprise and racketeering conspiracy mandated a life sentence, which Kogan said he would have imposed anyway if given the choice. Quote, the law says it's got to be life. I have no problem with that, the judge said. This is more of Zambada's quote. I grew up in an environment where violence and crime seemed normal, but now I know that's no excuse. When did you learn? On July 17th or 19th, motherfucking 2026? Shout out Dave. Millions got their heads chopped off because of them. Yeah. Man, he's sorry, though. If there's one thing I can say that has value today, it's this. The violence must end. In Mexico and elsewhere affected by this type of crime, too many lives are lost, too many families are destroyed, and too many young people are trapped in a cycle that leads to only prison or death. No one wins in a war like this. Papa, you created this fucking style of war. You created this shit, man. What are we doing? People, man, humans will fall for anything, man, and everything. U.S. District Judge Brian Comover sentenced 76-year-old Mexican drug kingpin in Mayo to life in prison in a Brooklyn federal court. Noticeable quotes. The almost unimaginable amount of drugs attributable to him and the number of murders that we can document is enough to justify Congress's decision to make this a mandatory life sentence. He's going to spend the rest of his days in prison. He accepts that. Regarding the defendant's guilty plea, Kogan noted that Zambada has spared us all an exercise that we all know would have been very difficult, meaning the trial. Addressing Zambada's progressive health issues, Kogan also advised to the extent there's doubt about what's needed medically, give him the doubt. So you're going to send him to a hospital. Addressing Zambada's progressive health issues, Kogan also advised, to the extent there's doubt about what's needed medically, give him the doubt. So they're giving him the benefit of the doubt on his sickness. No mames. No mames, wait. Plot twist. Goes to Lewisburg for a year, then dies in prison while feds have him in witness protection to die as a free man. That's what 15 billion gets you. Coño, man.
Coño, man.
If he could turn over 15 billion, so what's he sitting on? Shout out Dance. I agree. El Maito Flaco is going to do everything to communicate with El Mayo if he goes to a hospital. Especially since Maito Flaco seems very mysterious. Now, that idea and that thought, and since we're wearing our fucking tinfoil hats around here, because I see Velez happily got his on, he's ready to accept any and every glimmer of hope. All right? What if this whole Maito Flaco or Maito Gordo's in Mexico shit is because they're trying to get the old man this hospital, and Maito Gordo got to go convince Maito Flaco to get a deal because they're going to curb the old man's attempts to get in this hospital if you're still the head of the cartel over here. Right? Tinfoil hat shit, right? He's going to forfeit the 15 billion he do in life. No point on handing the U.S. any type of money. Fuck you. Collect it from me next year. Or collect it from me the year after I'm gone. I don't know, man. More questions than answers. It looks like the judge is going to give him the benefit of the doubt, though, as far as the hospital is concerned. And again, at the end of the day, it's the BOP's argument. And if the BOP feels like there's a security risk having somebody of his stature in that hospital, he going to go sit with his boy Chapito. And this is just me throwing that out there with my tinfoil hat on. You're onto something, because why else would Maito Gordo be in Mexico? There's no other reason for him to be in Mexico than to convince somebody to do a deal. He keeps telling me that, and I keep looking for other. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Unless you just so thirsty for the war and so thirsty for cartel life, you didn't like it when you were in it. You liked the toys. Will the government let Maito Gordo back into the country? Here? Only if he went out there to get somebody a deal, I think. I think he lost his... If he went back, for what everybody, for all you and your little fucking jersey-wearing homeboys are saying, if he went back to go fight for the team, man, he can't come back over here. Straight to jail.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Now, you saying, would they let him back in Mexico? Ain't no let. When you're the son of Mayo Zambada. That means he still got some let left. Shout out D-Life. Sentenced to life. What did he do wrong? Try to help the poor with medicine? Yeah. That's exactly what he did. He was an angel that did not condone violence from day one. All right, let's get it. This is an open letter from Jay Flores called Choose a Different Path. Right? Y'all know Jay Flores is much more hopeful than me. Right? Much more forgiving. I guess empathetic or sympathetic. Whichever the aesthetics work. Choose a different path. Those were the words of Ismael and Mayo Zambada during his sentencing to life in federal prison. On this point, I agree with him. After spending more than 50 years helping build one of the world's most powerful drug trafficking organizations, his message to the next generation was simple. Choose a different path. It's the same message I've dedicated my life to sharing. Every chance I get, I speak to young people, college students, law enforcement, and communities because I want them to understand something I learned the hard way. This life is not worth it. I was fortunate enough to make it out alive. Many of the people I knew didn't. I survived, but I still had to endure years in federal prison, the pain my decisions caused to my family, and the consequences of choices I can never take back. That's why I believe we should learn from history, even when that history comes from people like me or people like El Mayo. You don't have to repeat our mistakes to learn from them. If my story can keep one young person from entering that world, if his final warning causes one teenager to stop and think, then maybe some good can come from decades of pain and destruction. The greatest lessons in life often come from the greatest mistakes. The wise learn from their own mistakes. The wiser learn from someone else's. Let's help the next generation become the wiser one. Jay Flores, founder, Kingpin to Educator. All right, shout out Jay Flores. And I agree. And again, I don't buy it coming from people, from a lot of people, from certain people, right? Doesn't mean that the message isn't true. The message is still true. Now, my question is this. If the judge would have said right then and there, You know what? Your plea to be sent to a hospital denied, because you did this, and this, and that's a danger to this, and this. Well, Mayo would have said, "A la verga, fuck them kids, huh? Burn everything." Huh? He would have gone crazy. Coño, man.
Coño, man.
He'd have told the judge to go get his
Go home
fucking
and get
shine
your
box.
fucking shine box.
Huh? Man, fuck them kids, man. Choose violence. You know, miss me with the bullshit. I believe Jay, and I believe that somebody can learn even if Mayo doesn't give a shit about them. This era of YN alucines, it can't be done anymore. If you can't do the time, stay in your lane. These alucines think they understand the game. They think they know what it is. They don't know shit. What's even worse is they don't want to know. They want to go in blind. Then later be blaming everybody else. Don't blame me. All I did was come here and tell you, oh man, stop selling coke. They're going to turn you into a psychopath, or you're going to get smoked, or you're going to go to the joint. And for sure, somebody's going to snitch on you. And they're probably going to try to fuck your girl. And they're going to steal from you. And all of those things, they don't want to have that conversation. It's too much fun. I get it. It's too much fun. Nah, that ain't going to happen to me. If I only had a crystal ball and could show you your future. I seen it. Many people that I've looked at, this motherfucker got a one-way ticket, man. You seen them too. They don't want to know. That ain't gonna happen to them. Okay. Well, in the least, I'm gonna give you the information.
Too much information and shit.
And if you happen to be going through some shit and you start to recognize and you say, oh, wait a minute, this reminds me of what Shai was talking about. Might be a little too late though, so. Now, I don't know if there was a concrete decision on where he was gonna go. El Mayo Zambada's exact prison facility will be formally revealed in the coming weeks when the Federal Bureau of Prisons officially processes his transfer from his current New York custody. The exact assignment will be publicly visible via the BOP inmate locator once he's permanently moved. The judge, during the sentencing hearing, the judge noted he would recommend that Zambada be placed at a federal prison, so it's the BOP's choice. Shout out Dragon. Why would El Mayo agree to pay billions of dollars to the courts? Is it to defend his family from prosecution? There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of legitimate business he does with the United States from Mexico. He has a lot of legitimate businesses. Again, I made a joke to somebody earlier that, you know, you might have had a piece of produce today that has something to do with him. It might be in his best interest to give up something. It's crazy to think that almost anyone and everyone who has a name in that world is dead or in prison all the way back to the 80s. But what part don't you understand? By their own design. By their own design. They designed this downfall. It has been a pyramid scheme the whole time. They snitched and snitched and snitched and poked and prodded and murdered until they were painted in a corner and all that was left was for them to fucking devour each other. It's by design, bro. Put the two good friends in the same cell. Let them fight it out. I want to watch. Shout out there to get them likes in there. I appreciate it. Please. Put them in the same cell. What's going to happen? They'll both fall over trying to get at each other. They're not paying any. Go look up how much they've recovered from Chapo. Yeah, see? That's all headline talk. But it'd probably be in his best interest to throw somebody some money. I doubt they ever find $15 billion in assets under his name. Nah. That's not happening. Or moments ago, one of the longest running drug traffickers in Mexico received a life sentence for his crimes. There goes Brian Comover. Same judge gave him the sentence that gave Chapo his sentence. He said he was there to accept his sentence and ask for forgiveness and urged the next generations to forge a new path. All right, he could have said nothing. He could have said, fuck the judge, I got a grudge. Punk police. You know what I'm saying? He could have said, fuck him. He didn't. He said, choose a new path. Oh, Dito. He said that the question has been lingering whether he needs to be in a hospital or not. And he says that when he went to sit down, he said, ay, cabrón. And if that's a tale of his physical health, then there it is. Wish I had a soundbite. He said there's strange circumstances all over this case since the case's inception. When his godson betrayed him and turned him into the U.S. authorities. Okay, we exclusively detailed that the FBI was involved in this operation. He says, according to the BOP and FBI, that Mayo got blood on his hands. I guess it's from the quotes that those guys gave at that press conference. That he has blood on his hands and that he got what he deserved. They said their work is not done with El Mayo Zambada. What the fuck does that mean? Let's see what Frank Perez had to say about that shit. All right, this is the lawyer speaking. The decision of Mayo Zambada to plead guilty was exclusively his. He wanted to take responsibility and accountability for his action. If there's a lesson to be learned from this, in drug trafficking, there's no winners. Destroyed lives, separated families, which he did for 30 years. And at the end, it ends in prison, in war or death. All right? And Mayo wants the children to see this as a cautionary tale. He also said that no one will win this war. Maybe that's a declaration. Maybe that's him telling them out there, we're going to go until everybody's gone. All of us. All right? Blow it all up. That's just me in my tinfoil hat, though, talking shit, you know? Mayo trying to finesse his way to the medical yard. But, ay, cabrón. Yeah, he went in there. He laid it on thick. Acting skills on 10. He said, coño, man.
Coño, man.
That's what he did when he sat down and shit. He said, God damn. Poor games and dog petting in Mayo's future. That's it, man. You watch the little magician at lunchtime and everybody shut the fuck up.
Shut your fucking mouth!